I join the other honourable members in this House in adding to the chorus of support for the motion of thanks. In his address, Mr. President highlighted fundamental shifts in the tides, leading to a far less predictable world. Just in the last month, we have seen protests in Indonesia, UK, USA, and leadership upheavals in countries from Japan, Thailand to Nepal and France. Leaders race to uphold promises, undo the work of their predecessors, and bring forth change within a political term, often an impossible task. The global and economic order is in transition, and people are clamoring to be heard. Compounding this are ongoing conflicts, felt not just as remote death tolls beyond our shores, but real atrocities, which citizen reporters, humanitarian workers, and everyday residents stream online. As we travel to work and feed our children at night, these dominate our feeds, and we feel the suffering from half a world away. A surreal split screen, like watching two worlds exist at once. While real-time information promotes compassion, it also magnifies anxiety in our hyper-connected world, and there is dissonance within so difficult to reconcile. All this amidst the slow yet inevitable backdrop of climate change. No longer a distant march, but here in the form of hottest years on record, flash floods, drought, rising sea levels. Extreme weather destabilizes food sources and supply chains, causing scarcity and rising costs. Our youth face anxieties about the future they will inherit. Working adults feel sandwiched as they shoulder pressures at work and at home. Seniors confront major life transitions and isolation. So to navigate through the unknown together as one inclusive society, we must go beyond protecting our borders and resources to tend to something equally precious, the mental health and well-being of our people. The well-being of our children is essential. Every child is precious in an aging society, and they are the future of our nation. But they carry a heavy load in the face of turbulence around us, and this can manifest in mental health conditions, bullying, and self-harm. With increased digital exposure, our children are subjected to the mercy of algorithms designed to sustain their attention, often with sensational or emotional posts. Trends shift quickly. What our children see today may not be the same tomorrow. Social media also forces our children to grow up too fast. Primary school children dancing to mildly risque dance moves a la K-pop demon hunters, chasing likes before they have the maturity to process their own actions. Coupled with deep fakes and false content, this results in a disorientation of body image and disjoint in their perception between what is portrayed online and the real world. Over a prolonged period, our children may lack the confidence to navigate the world and feel stressed as they worry how can they keep up with changes, questioning what is the truth. I'm glad that Grow Well SG, a coordinated effort to help our children, was launched earlier this year. I hope that children's mental health screening will also be part of the health plans, and I also hope that services by CREST youth teams can be expanded to include children under 12. We must start earlier. So for many youths who are conscious about the world that we live in, the future seems uncertain as calamities increase, leading to a sense of hopelessness that this is the world and the systems that they have inherited. Despite their willingness to take action, some feel wary to create change as an individual, questioning the impact which they can make as one person in the face of bigger nations and corporations. This government is taking serious steps to fortify our food supply chains and tackle rising sea levels, develop innovative cooling systems towards heat resilience. Climate change is a wicked problem of the generation, and it's important to deepen their knowledge as part of the school curriculum, involve them as co-creators to climate solutions, and a voice at the table. So I was very grateful to hear PM's speech earlier. Building accurate understanding and active participation will help move helplessness to agency and foster a shared mission, like Captain Planet. With a volatile economy and reports of company layoffs, many working adults feel greater stress, coupled with cost of living worries. For some, the need to earn and provide, pretend that everything is okay, result in them pushing past the point of burnout, requiring more intensive and longer treatments. Some are concerned about gaps in their CV and stigma by employers, leading to potential unemployment. Should they take that much-needed step to seek treatment? For this group of individuals who require time off from work, I hope we can consider some form of interim credits or allowance to help with basic living costs, as schemes such as ComCare often do not apply. To be self-aware and recognize one's need to rest is courage. To commit oneself to recovery is strength. Secondly, I hope there can be stronger support for their reintegration into the workforce once they are ready. While there are support services such as the IMH Job Club, it is unclear how many individuals these services have supported as a proportion of those who have sought help and the range of jobs available for persons with different qualifications, as well as the progress of the job fit assessment and referral framework by the NCSS to ensure a longer-term fit between employer and employees with different kinds of conditions. Worries about the cost of treatments remain a key barrier. Sir, besides Medishield and public subsidies available for the management of mental illnesses under the Chronic Disease Management Programme CDMP, I hope the government can consider expanding the mental health conditions covered under the CDMP and increase the subsidies coverage for mental health treatments. Recovery is often non-linear, requiring consistent treatment, and the costs incurred for one to receive quality and timely support can be prohibitive. I echo my appeal for the government to coordinate a framework and improve access to insurance coverage for persons with mental health conditions. Sir, a study by NUS found a gap in parents' understanding of mental health conditions. Under the National Mental Health and Wellbeing Strategy, the Parenting for Wellness Toolbox for Parents was released. How can we work with parents to understand and put this into practice in a bite-sized and practical way, like how I consult Instagram Reels at night to find out whether I've gentle parented my son hard enough, or could I actually fed him what I fed him at 10 months old? Can workshops be made more accessible in our neighbourhoods to improve mental health literacy and equip parents to have hard conversations with their children? After all, there's no school of parenting when a child comes into our life. And as a first-time mum, I'll be the first to admit that parents are learning as we become parents too. I understand that the Ministry of Social and Family Development will introduce a new model of support for the health needs of families under the Comlink Plus scheme. I urge the Ministry to consider including mental well-being in the updated model, as vulnerable families often face instability and decision fatigue, as well as a significant bandwidth tax. Sir, while Singapore is set to become super-aged next year, Ang Mo Kio is well on its way as a super-aged town with a diverse population of seniors, each with their own life experiences and challenges. We often speak about youth transitioning to the workforce facing uncertainty, but less is spoken about older adults who stop work and are confronted with a loss of identity, companions or health, becoming empty nesters or taking on a caregiving role to a spouse. Sometimes these stresses compound, resulting in harmful or suicidal thoughts among older adults. One of the most difficult parts of being our people's representative is sitting in wakes or on the living room floor the morning after, or waiting for the ambulance next to a cold canvas in the immediate aftermath. Our seniors have given so much of themselves to see Singapore become what she is today. I only hope that we can help them feel supported as they age. 希望我的亲爱的乐龄可以安享晚年. I've called on the government to consider a targeted strategy in caring for our seniors' mental health. Seniors do not have the same vocabulary to search symptoms online like our youth. We need to think about local neighbourhoods as a community of first responders and equip primary care as a critical touch point for prevention, as these conditions first materialize as somatic concerns such as pains or insomnia sometime. Beyond the good work of SGO and AACs and the CCs, can we leverage technology and have automated messages regularly reminding seniors of health and well-being support, similar to messages which new parents, such as myself, receive when our babies hit certain months in age? A text or push notification could remind them that they're not alone. an elderly who would often come to my Meet the People session week after week with a different challenge, once stopped short and said, "I just want someone to know that I'm still alive." More often than not, out of good intentions, we tend to share with our seniors, "It's dangerous, you shouldn't do that, be careful." This deficit approach diminishes their confidence. As we reshape the aging narrative, I hope we take a strengths-based approach to emphasize to our seniors what they can do. Finally, carers and caregivers have a crucial role in one's mental health journey, as their companionship and support are integral to persons in recovery. Where the person in recovery was a breadwinner, a carer may step in to take on additional financial responsibility, as well as a new role, ensuring medical adherence. A person in recovery and carer story is one of strength, especially for aging parents who care for their adult children with mental health conditions. It is testimony to unconditional love with little respite. I was heartened with the announcement in Budget 2025 that as part of the upcoming enhancements to the home caregiving grant, the government will raise the quantum and maximum qualifying per capita household income thresholds for the home caregiving grant. At present, the qualifying criteria is based on someone permanently requiring some assistance with at least 3 of the 6 activities of daily living. In this term, I hope the government will recognise caregivers to persons who have mental health conditions which render them unfit to work too. Such support, particularly for caregivers facing health or ageing challenges of their own, would be much appreciated. In Malay, please. Tuan, lebih daripada 40% penduduk di GRC Ang Mo Kio berusia 60 tahun ke atas. Warga emas kita mempunyai pengalaman yang tidak ternilai dan mereka menyimpan memori kolektif negara setelah melalui pandemik dan krisis global. Saya sangat menghargai warga emas kita kerana sering berkongsi nasihat serta memberi galakan yang menguatkan semangat saya. Ramai warga emas berkongsi dengan saya. Mereka merasai tekanan perubahan seperti kesihatan yang merosot dan persaraan sehingga menjejas rutin harian. Selain itu, mereka kehilangan sahabat lama dan ahli keluarga yang kian dewasa mulai hidup berjauhan. Sifat daya tahan yang dibina selama ini mengajar mereka untuk tabah melalui cabaran sehingga perasaan tertekan selalu dipendam dalam diam. Dengan ini, warga emas boleh rasa kesunyian. Ada pakcik-pakcik yang berkongsi dengan saya keinginan mereka untuk kekal aktif. Namun, semangat mereka luntur apabila dibelenggu penyakit kronik yang memerlukan perhatian berterusan. Kadang-kadang, memori yang pudar atau masalah pendengaran juga boleh menyebabkan mereka mengasingkan diri. Tuan, kita perlu meraihkan kekuatan warga emas kita. Saya kagum khususnya nenek-nenek yang masih bekerja sambilan gigih memasak dan menjaga cucu. Untuk warga emas kita, saya berharap lebih mudah untuk mereka mendapat akses penjagaan kesihatan mental supaya hal ini tidak terasa asing bagi mereka dan kita dapat mengurangkan perasaan takut mereka terhadap pemeriksaan kesihatan. Warga emas mesti merasa bahawa berjumpa doktor ibarat bekerjasama dengan jurulatih peribadi yang boleh meningkatkan kualiti kehidupan mereka. Sebagai masyarakat, kita mesti melangkaui pendekatan tradisional lalu bekerjasama dengan pelbagai agensi untuk berjumpa dengan warga emas. Tempat-tempat ibadah seperti Masjid Al-Mutakin telah memulakan usaha mendampingi jemaah warga emas melalui perkongsian topik-topik kesihatan dan perancangan estet. Perkongsian tersebut disampaikan secara praktikal dan sensitif melalui penyulaman topik-topik berikut dengan panduan agama. Bagi warga emas dan sesiapa yang menyayangi mereka, walaupun musim kehidupan silih berganti, musim ini mampu membawa keindahan juga. Banyak kondisi boleh dirawat jika ditangani awal. Bantuan sedia dan ada ramai yang sudi berjalan seiring dengan anda, menemani setiap langkah dalam perjalanan hidup ini. Sir, as we weather international crises and uncertainties, we must protect the hearts and minds of our people. As our only national resource, a healthy population is key to the long-term stability and prosperity of Singapore. As we celebrate SG60 this year, I am reminded that our story has always been one of people who have stood together and overcome the odds. Indeed, it is a story of we. Let us bring that same spirit to improve mental health. Every school, a place of nurture and safety. Every workplace, a circle of purpose and care. Every home, a source of strength and love. Every neighbourhood, a compassionate community together. I support the motion.